Yo, so this year's trade deadline was not the most exciting, but they still had a few big trades that can change the direction of a team, and a lot of smaller trades that complete some teams. So let's get into it and review and grade this year's trade deadline. The first major trade of this year's trade deadline was Jaren Jackson Jr., John Concher, Jacques Landale, and Vince Williams Jr. to the Jazz for Walter Clayton Jr., Kyle Anderson, Taylor Hendricks, Georges Niang, and 3 future first-round picks. I believe that this was a good trade for both teams, to where the Grizzlies get more picks for their rebuild and the Jazz get a former Defensive Player of the Year in Jaren Jackson Jr. to pair him up with Lauri Markkanen and Walker Kessler. That front court will be big.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And pair them with Keontae George and also have Ace Bailey and Kyle Filipowski. They seem to be making a solid push towards contention, most likely playing, but they could make the playoffs next year with this solid roster. And the Pistons ended up sending Jaden Ivey and Mike Conley Jr. to the Bulls for Kevin Huerter and Dario Saric. Pistons adding someone who can help space out the floor coming off the bench, while the Bulls add another guard who is young and can still develop into a great player. The Celtics ended up trading for Vucevic and sent out Anthony Simons to the Bulls and swapped second-round picks to each other. I like this move for the Celtics. They are already the 3rd seed, tied with the 2nd seed in the East, and now they send out a guard that's coming off their bench who definitely has potential but is also inconsistent, for an all-star center in Vucevic who can help them win now and score down low. A great move for the Celtics, and the questionable move for the Bulls since they got another guard. So James Harden was also traded from the Clippers to the Cavs for Darius Garland and a 2nd-round pick. This was surprising considering how well the Clippers have been doing these last 2 months. The Clippers gained a future in a way with an all-star guard who is young in Darius Garland, but the downside is that he is very injury prone. The Cavs gained James Harden, who is like a better version of Darius Garland for the Cavs, and although being years older, he is less injury prone than Garland. And the Mavs sent out AD, Jaden Hardy, D'Lo, and Dante Exum to the Wizards for Chris Middleton, AJ Johnson, Malachi Branham, Marvin Bagley III, and 2 first-round picks and 3 second-rounders. The Mavs finally let go of AD and get a veteran like Chris Middleton, a solid big man in Marvin Bagley III, and another young guy who hasn't had a chance to develop in Washington in AJ Johnson. They got some first-rounders, but they're honestly not that good of picks. The main thing is that they finally got rid of AD and are looking toward Cooper Flag in the future with him. The Wizards get an all-star big man in AD. Although he might not play a lot of games, he can still mentor Alex Sarr, and when he does play, you can trust he will put up good numbers. Surround Trae Young with some lob threats. Jaden Hardy is a good young scorer too if they keep him. This could be the start of the playoffs coming back to Washington, D.C. Jared McCain was traded to the Thunder for a 2026 Rockets first-round pick and 3 second-round picks.
You can't keep getting away with it! You can't keep getting away with it!
This is a great move for the Thunder, where they get a young guard who's going absolutely crazy last year and had an unfortunate injury. He hasn't been looking like his old self since he hasn't been getting good minutes, but man does he have a lot of potential. The Sixers got a mid-first-round pick in return and a bunch of second-rounders. Then the Bulls sent out Kobe White and Mike Conley Jr. for Colin Sexton, Ousmane Dieng, and 3 second-round picks. The Hornets get a good scoring guard to come off the bench, while the Bulls get a solid player in Colin Sexton. The Hawks acquired Jock Landale from the Jazz. The Magic traded Tyus Jones to the Hornets, who eventually trade him to the Mavericks. He can provide playmaking and is a great pass-first point guard to have with Cooper Flag. The Warriors finally let Kuminga go and sent him and Buddy Hield to the Hawks for Kristaps Porzingis. The Warriors get a floor-spacing big man to help out Curry, while the Hawks get Kuminga, who's got mad upside, and a shooter in Buddy Hield. This was an odd move by the Warriors since they want to help Steph right now and decide to go after an injury-prone center in Porzingis.
What the fuck did they do? Who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is Tingus Pingus?
But who knows, maybe this move turns it all around for them, but the chances are at an all-time low with Jimmy Butler being out. The Bulls again sent out Ayo Dosunmu to the Timberwolves for Rob Dillingham and 4 second-round picks. Wolves get a great young guard next to Anthony Edwards, while the Bulls get Rob Dillingham, a guard with good upside, adding another guard to their roster.
Another one.
The Knicks got another dog in Jose Alvarado and sent Dalen Terry and some second rounders to the Pelicans. GTA is now in New York. The Pacers sent Benedict Mathurin, Isaiah Jackson, 2 firsts and 1 second to the Clippers for Zubac. Honestly, I'm a little confused by this trade, but either way, Zubac is a good addition to the Pacers team that's getting Tyrese Halliburton back next season, improve their center position while the Clippers get Benedict Mathurin and some pretty valuable first round picks from the Pacers. So overall, this trade deadline was pretty mid, but there was some minor adjustments and a few major ones that could definitely help teams out in the future. So I give this trade deadline a solid C. Alright, so that's the end of the video. Let me know if you graded this deadline any differently and who you think benefited most from it. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.